Okay, book friends, we need to talk about the debut authors that are absolutely going to be killing it in 2025. I'm going to be talking about 3 books that are on my radar as my most anticipated debuts of 2025, and one that I've already got a chance to read early, and I absolutely loved it. If you're into some time travel romance, messy enemies to lovers with assassins, and digging up family secrets that were very much meant to stay buried, then keep on watching. Hey everyone, it's Francesca from Under the Covers, and today we're going to be chatting about 2025 debut authors and books that you absolutely need to add to your TBR. One of them I was lucky enough to have already read early, and it's giving all the Regency chaos with some enemies to lovers and some forced proximity, all in period appropriate waistcoats, and lots of Jane Austen energy in the best way. So I can't wait to tell you guys what all of these books are. So let's just get right into them. So the first one is actually historical. Technically historical romance, but it is a time travel romance. So it's The Austen Affair by Madeline Bell. Now, this one I've read. It comes out September 16, and it is a really, really fun book, especially if you are a Jane Austen fan. It actually reminded me a bit of a historical romance that I read last year, also time travel romance, was Puck and Prejudice by Leah Riley. So in that book, the hero is the one who is from current day and time travels back to Jane Austen's era. And in this book is both of our main characters that get zapped back into Jane Austen's era. So basically the premise is you have these 2 modern day actors, and they are working on a Jane Austen movie. And the heroine really wanted this role because of her mom. Her mom passed away, and she had this connection with that because of her mom's deep love of this particular story. And she wanted to get this lead role, and she got it, and she's working on this production. Her male counterpart, the actor, is this British actor. He's very stodgy. He's not very likable. He definitely doesn't seem to like her. And they butt heads a lot while they're working and all of that. So, of course, everybody is in their period clothes and whatever while they're working. And while they are working on a scene, they basically both get zapped back in time. They still think that they are in kind of like the set until they realize that they're not. And they happen to start meeting these people from the time. And they're like, okay, so now we have to figure out what happened and how do we get back. Just so happens, though, because he is British, he actually has ancestry that goes back to the time. And he had family, of course, his ancestors that were there. And he gets immediately kind of recognized because of his looks as somebody that died during the war. So they kind of take it as if he came back, and as opposed to being a complete stranger. So they have a nice place to live and all of that while they figure everything out. But because they were together, and of course at that time that was not appropriate, and supposedly they're like, oh no, we were traveling together, and she's kind of like my nurse or whatever they had said, it is suggested to them that they should get married. So they are in this arrangement where they're going to get married, but of course they know that they're going to try to figure out how to get back to their time. So it's a lot of fun. Yes, Jane Austen makes a cameo appearance as well, which is of course an emotional experience for our heroine because of her connection with her mom and all of that. And both their walls start coming down, and that enemies situation that was before, they have to learn how to work through it and all of that. It was a lot of fun. It's a little bit of a rom-com, I would say, but it does have some more depth. It is a clean romance. There is no on-page sex. So it's just a very fun, lighthearted, and great way to pass your time without being too deep, but it's just very heartfelt. So I really enjoy that. Now, the next 3 are anticipated reads. So I did not get a chance to read them yet because I am super behind on the books that I need to be reading. Like I said before, I've been trying to really pick things that are new to me and just mood reading a lot as opposed to what I need to be reading. But the first one that I want to talk about is A Dance of Lies by Brittany Arena. So this one is coming out June 10th. It's a technically fantasy romance. I know that the author has said that it's very low heat. And what I'm really excited about this one for is this is actually the debut novel of a bookstagrammer that I have followed for many years. So her Instagram is Reverie and Ink. if I remember correctly. And she's been very open throughout the years as a bookstagrammer about her chronic illness. So she's always talked about some of her struggles and things like that. And what she's done with this fantasy book is that she's actually poured a lot of her struggles and her issues into the heroine of this novel. So a lot of it is her personal experience. So we have the heroine who was once a dancer in the royal court, and she got framed for murder and thrown into a dungeon. And now she's kind of being forced to spy for the king that ruined her life. And so you've got a bit of betrayal, of course, the enemies to lovers, the power dynamic. And I think it's just a very like fun setup already starting out. I really love her background coming from being a dancer and being betrayed and like being framed and all of that. And the part that I'm really excited for is to see that chronic illness representation, because the heroine does have physical struggles that are based on the author's real life. So I think it will probably be a great raw and lived in portrayal that I don't think we get to see a lot in fantasy romance. So I think it's going to be really interesting to see that. There's also a rival king, there's some royal balls and things like that. So I'm really excited for this one. So again, June 10th. So it's coming up soon. The next one is a little bit before that. It's actually a thriller. So this is We Don't Talk About Carol by Kristen L. Berry. If you're into stories that have a bit of generational trauma, some dark family secrets, and women that go kind of like digging through that. So it follows Sydney, who is a journalist, and she finds out that her long lost aunt, who was one of several Black girls that went missing in North Carolina in the 1960s, no one's actually ever talked about it. So she's kind of trying to dig into that history. Of course, she's dealing with the grief and some of the danger of digging into that, and also dealing with her own past and her own mental health issues. I think it's probably a good book to try out if you love The Vanishing Half. So I think it's probably going to be a fun blend of some family history, identity, and of course, the personal exploration of our heroine. I can't wait to read it. And then I'm going to close it out with a book that I think a lot of people are highly anticipating to read. It's The Irresistible Urge to Fall for Your Enemy by Bridget Knightley. This was, okay, so technically this is coming from a Dramani fan fiction. It is not exactly the fan fiction. It's been adapted and rewritten into a new story. So they're slow burn. The hero is a grumpy assassin. The heroine is a healer. And they are from opposing magical orders. So they really hate each other, but they have to work together because there is a mysterious magical illness and they have to kind of work together and race to find a cure. So, of course, they almost keep dying all the time. And they are obviously enemies, but you know, things develop from there. So this one sounds like a very kind of like spicy and emotional story. I'm kind of interested to see where it goes with it being originally a Dramani fan fiction. I think this one comes out in July 8th. I know there's another Dramani fan fiction that's also coming out in July. So I'm interested and curious to see which one is going to be the big hit for that month. So those are 4 debuts that I think you need to add to your TBR for sure for 2025. And one I'm already telling you, you need to pre-order it immediately. Let me know in the comments which debuts for this year you're most excited to try out, or if you've already tried some, let me know what those are. I also encourage you to check out our new releases episode this week, because we did have debut author Noelle Stark talk about her Love Camera Action new release, which is a contemporary romance, and it is a Hollywood romance, so it does deal with the Hollywood industry, and she does have her own experiences that she drew on for this new book. So you can go and check that out in our new releases episode. I will leave it linked down below so you can check out more. Don't forget, for even more book recommendations, you can always check out the blog at underthecoversbookblog.com, and you can also check out all the videos that we have here on the channel. But for today, that's all I have for you guys. I will see you in the next one. Bye!